Hi and welcome to another video by Are You Arty Kids. So tonight I'm going to be doing a little bit of mono printing. So I've got some block lino printing ink, got my roller. You can roll on pretty much anything, glass, perspex. I tend to buy these, which are just cheaper lino floor tiles, a lot cheaper than buying specialist art equipment. I'm going to be doing this in the style of sort of Jim Dine tools. So these are sort of Jim Dine images. He did his etchings, so we're just going to mimic those. In my other Jim Dine video I did the other night, we did some stencil work with charcoal and pencil. So I've already got a stencil that I made from my pliers. So literally just trace that around on a piece of paper and then cut out my stencil, which you can see I've already used. Put some blue tack on the back. That's what I'm going to do. Don't need a lot of ink, so I'm just going to squidge a little bit out. Obviously if we were doing a lino or polyprint we'd need a lot more than that. So I'm going to use my roller. So when we're doing printing for mono, I tend to want a luster, like a satin finish. Don't want it skirting around or sticky. Okay, use the back of the roller just to put that on your surface to keep your surface clean. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to test. So what I tend to do when I'm doing mono prints is I just get a piece of paper, put it down on my ink and just do some scribbles and just a bit of a finger test. Set that off. And then I have a look at the quality of the line. So if you've got quite a nice fine line, then I know I haven't got too much ink. If that's really thick and you're getting lots of pressure, then you tend to either use a rag and scrape some ink off, or use a sheet like this and blot off. Yeah, and then you can put that straight in the bin. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to move my tile out of the way, and I'm going to, I've never done this before with a stencil, so I'm just going to blue tack my stencil. So I'm wanting this basic positive negative sort of effect rather than trying to work into one and get the internal detail. So you can use a pen or a pencil. So it's a little bit different to what I've done before with mono printing. I also want to capture this sort of burnishing effect, so I'm going to put that straight down on my ink. I'm going to sit down on here. Just going to have a look at some of these Jim Dine images. So I'm going to work in and around the image, I think. So the more you press and lean on when you're mono printing, the more obviously that inky fine art feel you're going to get. So I'm just going to trace around the stencil. So what I'll end up with is a nice outline. So what I tend to always say is never peel your monoprint off completely, but you can have a look at sort of, ooh, got a bit of a strange grungy mark there on the, but sometimes adds to the the imperfections of it all. I missed a bit as well. Maybe it's just the way the ink's rolling on there. So I've got my outline on, but what I'm going to do now is I might just use the end of the pencil and I'm just going to burnish sort of paper tidy. Getting this sort of grungy feel. You can use the pencil itself. So I'm just going to press quite hard inside the plier line. I'll just give more of a shadow. Then I'm going to just burnish that with my finger as well. I'm curious to see what that does. Yeah. I might just use a softer pencil as well. Probably use like the back of a spoon or something, or a bone. What I mean by a bone is sort of bone that book binders use, which is usually synthetic now, plastic, but used to be actual bone. Tipping in fly sheets into books, cover pages. It's quite nice. Then it could vary. It can be quite scratchy with it. And I could actually put. Now, I said in my other video, these aren't the actual pliers that I made the stencil from. So I left those at work. But there is some detail on here. So I could actually put that internal detail on the stencil, and you can see it's just going through. So I'll actually just draw some of the jaw detail on there. I'll just do a little bit of shading in and around. So I can't really remember what slightly different style of pliers that I've got to the ones here, but I might just get a little bit of this internal element to the drawing, create some form. And obviously this is going through 2 sheets of paper, so it's going to be a little bit more delicate, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, a little bit more delicate because it's going through. And the blue tack's quite interesting because that's actually making quite a nice little mark. I'm going to get that quite sharp in there. Can always use the side of the pencil. Excuse me, I'm full of cold. Burnish in there. I'll just soften that blend out a little bit. Yeah, I might just work that on there. I just want to get the jaw detail a little bit more. Going to work on that. And then you could hatch and cross hatch. Some of this detailing. This is like the second layer. So I've done a soft like burnish, but then maybe just pick out some texture with the hatching. Right, I think probably going to leave it there and have a look. That's the moment of truth. And there we have it. Our Jim Dine-esque monoprint of a pair of pliers. In fact, the negative on the tile I quite like as well. So there we go. I think we've managed to capture the spirit of that type of work with our monoprint. So if you like that video, please feel free to like and subscribe. See you later again soon, guys.